Hi, Pete Scoyle again, here to talk wisdom on money matters. Things that will help you succeed in life and gain a life that you thought possibly you could never have. Principle for today is take control of your mind and manage it well. There's a verse in Proverbs which in the King James Version says, Proverbs 23 verse 4, "As a man thinks, so he will become." Very interesting, because what it's saying there is your thoughts determine who you become and who you are. Your thoughts will take you to success or away from success. So the key question is, who is in control of your mind? Before you rush to answer and say, I'm in control of my mind, I know I'm in control of my mind, think very carefully about it. Most of us are not. If most of us were in control of our mind, most of us would be successful. And if you look at the world as a whole, only 5% of people are actually successful. That means only 5% of people control their own thoughts. The rest of their thoughts are controlled by somebody, something else. Very often, that is the books you read, the music you listen to, the television programs you watch, the adverts you watch, the people you associate with. Those are all people who determine what goes through your mind, what you think about, and therefore what you become. As that verse says in Proverbs, as a man thinks, so he will become. And if you're associating with a whole group of people who are influencing you what you think, that's what you become. That's why, if you look at people in general, you will earn the average of your 5 closest friends, because you all take yourself down the same path because of the way you think. The way your mind works dictates why that happens. We have in our mind a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the mind that you more normally associate with the mind. That's what allows you to see what happens around you. And your conscious mind feeds into your subconscious mind one thought at a time. Your conscious mind, by and large, only works with one thought at a time, processes that thought, and then stores it into your subconscious. Your subconscious mind now assembles all of the thoughts that come in, and then works out what it is that you like, and therefore filters out what your eyes see in order to be able to work out what your brain absorbs from what your eyes see. Because your eyes will see and ears hear much more than your brain can comprehend. So it will filter out based on what you like. And it filters that out based on what do you think about most. What this means is, if you are thinking negative thoughts, that will take you to being a negative person. If you are thinking positive thoughts, that will take you to being a positive person. So what we need to learn is we need to learn that we can take control of our own mind and determine the type of person we want to be. I've heard so many negative people say, well, that's just the way I am. That's not true. It's not the way you are, it's the way you've created yourself. It's the way your thinking process has taken you to become. And if you wanted to change that, you could. It takes work. But it's of interest to note that more people in life succeed who are optimists than pessimists. So why not learn to become an optimist? Because if you want to succeed in life, become an optimist and succeed. Don't live your life as a pessimist and fail. Doesn't make sense. Question then is, how do we get that change to happen? How do we start changing the way we think? The last 4 or 5 tapes that I've done will have given you some of the background, because that is starting to breed in your mind positive thoughts. Start reading people like Jim Rohn, who I've already mentioned, Les Brown, who I've mentioned, Robert Kiyosaki, who I've mentioned. There are many, many more, Zig Ziglar. Go and get these people. They're available on the web in bookstores, and go and start reading from those people what it is that they teach you in terms of how to think, in terms of how to process those thoughts, and in terms of how to now start incrementally becoming the person that you need to be. Secondly, is then start associating with positive people. If you associate with negative people, give them the option. Change, stop being negative, become positive, or go and find positive people to deal with. Have you ever noticed how, if you've got a room full of happy, positive people and a negative person enters the room, the whole ambience of the room drops. And everybody then becomes down and negative. It's like a cancer. A negative person coming into your group will cause you to drop your positivity. So associate with positive people. Because what then happens is that your subconscious starts teaching you to see opportunities. It starts teaching you to see a lot more that you can achieve. That's why positive people succeed. Thirdly, I would like you to journal your thoughts and document what your thoughts have been. Go through at the end of the day, just sit down and say, what were the most dominant thoughts that I've had during the day? And you've got to be honest with yourself. But once you've done it and documented those, just note, were they largely positive, largely negative? Where they're largely negative, go back and look at it and say, what do I need to change? And that simple action at the end of each day will gear you for the next day to be more positive. You also then need to look at the positive ones and say, if those were positive, how do I reinforce those? How do I think more of those? And as you start doing that every day, you incrementally build this positive change within your mind. The business that I talk of so often taught me that. And it taught me how to become a person positive, constructive, and helpful to other people. I would love it if you would come and join us in that business. And again, it's a yes or no answer, depending on what you feel. No offense taken if the answer is no. But if you would like to look at it, come and join us on the page shown in the link at the end of this. Thank you.